Welcome back to the official Sigma Male channel, where we decode the mysteries of the most enigmatic personality type in the modern world. If you've ever wondered why some men seem to effortlessly drift away from social circles, romantic relationships, and even family connections, you're about to discover the profound truth behind this phenomenon. Today, we're diving deep into the psyche of the Sigma male, that lone wolf who chooses solitude over superficial connections, who values authentic independence over social validation. This isn't about being antisocial or damaged. It's about a strategic approach to life that prioritizes quality over quantity, depth over surface-level interactions. The Sigma male's disconnection isn't a flaw. It's a feature. It's a calculated response to a world that often demands conformity, emotional labor, and compromise of personal values. While others chase approval and fear being alone, the Sigma man has mastered the art of selective engagement, understanding that true power comes from within, not from external validation. Throughout this video, we'll explore 9 compelling reasons why Sigma males deliberately disconnect from everyone around them. These aren't random behaviors, they're strategic choices rooted in deep psychological understanding and unwavering commitment to personal authenticity. Each reason reveals a layer of the Sigma mindset that separates them from alpha dominance seekers and beta approval cravers. Strategic solitude mastery. The first reason Sigma males disconnect from everyone lies in their masterful understanding of strategic solitude. Unlike the common perception that isolation equals loneliness, Sigma men have discovered that solitude is actually their greatest source of power and clarity. When a Sigma male withdraws from social interactions, he's not running away from people, he's running towards something far more valuable: uninterrupted access to his own mind. In our hyper-connected world, where everyone is constantly bombarded with opinions, expectations, and social noise, the Sigma male recognizes that his greatest insights come from silence. Consider this practical example. While his colleagues spend their lunch breaks engaging in office politics and gossip, the Sigma man takes a solitary walk or sits quietly with his thoughts. This isn't antisocial behavior, it's strategic recharging. During these moments of disconnection, he processes information differently, makes connections others miss, and develops solutions that require deep thinking. This solitude mastery extends beyond just physical separation. Sigma males have learned to create psychological distance even when surrounded by people. They can be present in a room full of individuals while maintaining their inner sanctuary. This skill allows them to observe, analyze, and understand human behavior from a detached perspective, giving them insights that those caught up in social dynamics often miss. The strategic nature of this solitude becomes evident when you observe how Sigma males re-engage with the world. They don't return from their periods of disconnection empty-handed. Instead, they come back with refined perspectives, clearer goals, and enhanced emotional stability. Their time alone isn't wasted. It's invested in personal development and strategic thinking. Energy preservation protocol. The second driving force behind Sigma male disconnection is their sophisticated understanding of energy management. These men have recognized that social interactions, particularly superficial ones, are enormous energy drains that provide minimal return on investment. Every conversation, every social obligation, every moment spent maintaining relationships that don't serve their growth requires emotional and mental energy. Sigma males have calculated this cost-benefit ratio and found it lacking in most cases. They've discovered that preserving their energy for meaningful pursuits yields far greater results than dispersing it across numerous shallow connections. Think about the average person's day. Wake up to check social media, engage in small talk with neighbors, participate in office conversations about trivial matters, attend social gatherings out of obligation, and end the day exhausted from managing multiple relationships. The Sigma male observes this pattern and chooses a different path. Instead of spreading himself thin across numerous social obligations, the Sigma man consolidates his energy. He might have one deep, meaningful conversation per week, rather than dozens of surface-level interactions daily. This concentrated approach allows him to bring his full presence and attention to encounters that matter, while avoiding the energy depletion that comes from constant social performance. This energy preservation protocol extends to emotional labor as well. Sigma males refuse to become emotional dumping grounds for others' problems, recognizing that constantly absorbing others' negative energy diminishes their own capacity for growth and achievement. They've learned to say no to energy vampires, those individuals who consistently take more than they give in relationships. The practical application of this protocol is visible in how Sigma males structure their lives. They might choose careers that allow for independent work, select living situations that minimize forced social interactions, and create daily routines that prioritize energy-generating activities over energy-draining social obligations. Authentic connection standards. The third reason Sigma males disconnect from everyone revolves around their uncompromisingly high standards for authentic connections. While most people accept superficial relationships as the norm, Sigma men refuse to settle for anything less than genuine, meaningful bonds. This isn't about being picky or elitist. It's about recognizing that most social interactions are performed, rather than authentic. People wear masks, play roles, and engage in social theater to maintain their image and secure their position in various hierarchies. The Sigma male sees through these performances and finds them exhausting and pointless. When a Sigma male evaluates potential relationships, whether romantic, platonic, or professional, he applies rigorous criteria. He asks, does this person bring out my authentic self? Can I be completely honest without fear of judgment or manipulation? Does this connection contribute to my growth or merely serve their need for validation? Most relationships fail these tests. The colleague who only engages when they need something, the friend who can't handle serious conversations, the romantic partner who requires constant reassurance. These connections don't meet the Sigma standard for authenticity. Here's a practical example. At a networking event, while others are collecting business cards and making small talk, the Sigma male might have one profound conversation with someone who shares his values and vision, or he might leave early if no authentic connections are possible. He'd rather have zero connections than false ones. This standard for authenticity means Sigma males often go through long periods with minimal social contact, waiting for the right people to enter their lives. They understand that one authentic relationship is worth more than 100 superficial ones, and they're willing to endure isolation to maintain this standard. Independence over dependence. Philosophy. The fourth reason behind Sigma male disconnection stems from their deeply rooted philosophy of independence over dependence. While most people unconsciously create webs of interdependence that gradually erode their autonomy, Sigma males deliberately construct lives built on self-reliance and personal sovereignty. This isn't about rejecting all forms of cooperation or assistance. It's about maintaining the ability to function, thrive, and make decisions without requiring external validation or support. The Sigma male observes how dependence creates vulnerability, how people compromise their values, accept unfavorable conditions, and surrender their decision-making power to maintain relationships they've become emotionally or practically dependent upon. Consider the typical romantic relationship dynamic. One partner gradually becomes financially dependent, emotionally reliant, or socially integrated to the point where leaving becomes practically impossible, even when the relationship no longer serves their growth. The Sigma male recognizes this trap and chooses to maintain his independence even within committed relationships. In professional settings, while others climb corporate ladders that require political maneuvering and relationship management, the Sigma man develops skills and creates value that make him independent of office politics. He might choose freelancing, entrepreneurship, or specialized expertise that allows him to operate on his own terms rather than depending on others' approval. For advancement, this independence philosophy extends to emotional and psychological realms as well. Sigma males cultivate inner stability that doesn't require external reinforcement. They don't need constant communication, regular social validation, or emotional support from others to maintain their equilibrium. This self-sufficiency often makes others uncomfortable, leading to natural disconnection as people realize they can't create dependency bonds with the Sigma male. Emotional manipulation immunity. The fifth reason Sigma males disconnect revolves around their highly developed immunity to emotional manipulation. Through experience and observation, they've learned to recognize the subtle and overt ways people attempt to control others through emotional leverage, and they refuse to participate in these dynamics. Emotional manipulation comes in many forms: guilt trips, victim playing, love bombing, gaslighting, and the weaponization of emotions to control behavior. Most people remain vulnerable to these tactics because they fear conflict, want to maintain harmony, or haven't developed the emotional intelligence to recognize manipulation when it occurs. The Sigma male, however, has studied these patterns extensively. He can spot manipulation attempts early and responds with detachment rather than engagement. When someone tries to guilt him into compliance, he recognizes the tactic and maintains his boundaries. When someone attempts to create artificial urgency or emotional crisis to gain his attention, he remains unmoved. This immunity often creates friction in relationships because many people unconsciously rely on emotional manipulation as their primary method of getting needs met. When these tactics fail with a Sigma male, others often escalate their efforts or become frustrated by his emotional unavailability to manipulation. For example, when a friend consistently uses emotional crises to monopolize attention, the Sigma male recognizes the pattern and gradually disengages rather than becoming a reliable source of emergency emotional support. When a romantic partner attempts to control his behavior through jealousy, tears, or threats, he maintains his boundaries rather than compromising his autonomy. This immunity to manipulation naturally leads to disconnection because the Sigma male won't engage in the emotional games that many relationships are built upon. He prefers authentic, direct communication and relationships based on mutual respect rather than emotional leverage. Personal growth, prioritization. The sixth reason behind Sigma male disconnection is their unwavering prioritization of personal growth over social maintenance. While most people allocate significant time and energy to maintaining existing relationships and social connections, Sigma males invest that same energy in continuous self-improvement and development. This isn't selfishness, it's strategic life management. The Sigma male understands that his primary relationship is with himself, and that improving this relationship enhances every other aspect of his life. When he becomes more skilled, more knowledgeable, more emotionally mature, and more capable, he has more value to offer in all his interactions. The practical application of this priority is visible in how Sigma males structure their time. While others spend evenings socializing, weekends maintaining relationships, and free time engaging in group activities, the Sigma man might be learning new skills, pursuing advanced education, developing his physical fitness, exploring creative pursuits, or building his financial independence. This focus on growth often creates natural distance from others who aren't on similar developmental paths. Friends who want to maintain the status quo, romantic partners who fear being left behind, and family members who don't understand his drive for improvement may feel abandoned or rejected when the Sigma male chooses growth over social comfort. The Sigma male recognizes that relationships built on shared stagnation aren't sustainable or fulfilling. He'd rather disconnect from those who would hold him back than compromise his development to maintain social harmony. This might mean outgrowing friend groups, ending relationships that don't support his evolution, or disappointing family members who expect him to remain static. Social drama avoidance system. The seventh reason Sigma males disconnect stems from their sophisticated social drama avoidance system. They've observed that most social groups operate like soap operas, filled with unnecessary conflict, gossip, power struggles, and emotional turbulence that serves no constructive purpose. Social drama typically revolves around ego conflicts, resource, competition, attention-seeking behavior, and the manipulation of group dynamics for personal advantage. The Sigma male recognizes these patterns as energy-wasting activities that distract from meaningful pursuits and create emotional instability. While others get pulled into office politics, friend group conflicts, family feuds, and romantic triangles, the Sigma male maintains strategic distance from these situations. He's learned that participating in drama, even with good intentions, typically escalates conflicts rather than resolving them and creates ongoing obligations to manage other people's emotional states. Consider workplace dynamics. When colleagues engage in gossip about management decisions, complain about unfair treatment, or form alliances against perceived enemies, the Sigma male remains neutral and focused on his own performance. This detachment often makes him appear aloof or uncaring, but it protects him from the emotional roller coaster that consumes others' energy and attention. In social settings, when friends begin discussing relationship problems, family conflicts, or personal grievances with others, the Sigma male listens without getting emotionally invested or taking sides. He might offer objective perspective if asked, but he refuses to become a participant in ongoing drama cycles. This drama avoidance system requires the Sigma male to sometimes appear cold or disengaged, leading to natural disconnection from those who thrive on emotional intensity and conflict. He'd rather be alone than constantly manage other people's emotional chaos. Self-reliance reinforcement. The eighth reason behind Sigma male disconnection is their continuous reinforcement of self-reliance through practice and testing. Like a muscle that grows stronger through resistance training, the Sigma male's independence becomes more robust through periods of deliberate isolation and self-dependence. This isn't about proving superiority or rejecting all forms of assistance. It's about maintaining the psychological and practical skills necessary for complete autonomy. The Sigma male regularly tests his ability to handle challenges, solve problems, and meet his needs without external support, ensuring that his independence remains real rather than theoretical. In practical terms, this might mean taking solo trips to unfamiliar places, handling complex projects without collaboration, managing financial challenges independently, or working through emotional difficulties without seeking external validation or support. Each successful experience of self-reliance reinforces his confidence in his ability to handle whatever life presents. This reinforcement process often requires disconnection from well-meaning people who want to help, offer advice, or provide support. While others appreciate and seek assistance, the Sigma male often declines help not out of pride, but out of recognition that accepting help weakens his self-reliance muscles. For example, when facing a career transition, instead of seeking advice, From friends and family, the Sigma male might research extensively, test different approaches, and make decisions based on his own analysis and intuition. When dealing with relationship problems, rather than seeking emotional support from others, he might work through the issues internally or through self-reflection. This pattern of self-reliance reinforcement naturally creates distance from others, who expect mutual dependence and support exchange in relationships. The Sigma male's ability to handle life independently can make others feel unnecessary or disconnected from his experience. Freedom maintenance mechanism. The ninth and final reason Sigma males disconnect from everyone relates to their sophisticated freedom maintenance mechanism. They understand that every relationship, commitment, and social connection creates obligations, expectations, and constraints on their autonomy, and they carefully manage these to preserve their essential freedom. Freedom, for the Sigma male, isn't just about physical mobility or financial independence. It's about psychological freedom, the ability to think independently, make decisions based on personal values rather than social pressure, and change direction without requiring permission or consensus from others. Most people gradually surrender their freedom through social contracts they don't fully understand. They take jobs that require specific behaviors, enter relationships that demand certain compromises, join social groups that expect conformity, and accept family obligations that limit their choices. Each of these commitments reduces their freedom incrementally until they find themselves living lives that serve others' expectations rather than their own vision. The Sigma male approaches relationships and commitments like a chess player, thinking several moves ahead about how each connection might limit his future options. He's willing to accept some constraints in exchange for genuine value, but he's extremely selective about which obligations he accepts. This freedom maintenance mechanism manifests in various ways. Choosing rental properties over home ownership. To maintain geographic flexibility, avoiding long-term contracts when possible, keeping financial obligations minimal, and maintaining emotional independence even in close relationships. When others expect increasing levels of commitment, availability, or integration into their lives, the Sigma male may disconnect rather than surrender freedoms he considers essential to his identity and well-being. This might mean ending relationships that become too demanding, changing careers that become too constraining, or moving locations when social obligations become overwhelming. The Sigma male would rather be alone and free than connected and constrained, recognizing that true fulfillment comes from living according to his own values and vision, rather than meeting others' expectations. These first three reasons already reveal the sophisticated mindset that drives Sigma male behavior. Their disconnection isn't a character flaw or social inadequacy. It's a strategic approach to living that prioritizes depth over breadth, quality over quantity, and authenticity over acceptance. The Sigma male's journey of selective disconnection is ultimately about self-mastery and purposeful living. While others chase external validation and fear being alone, the Sigma man has discovered the power that comes from being comfortable with himself and selective about his connections. If this resonates with you, if you're beginning to understand the profound wisdom behind the Sigma approach to relationships and social interaction, then you're ready for the deeper insights we'll explore in the remaining chapters. Make sure to subscribe to the official Sigma Male channel and hit that notification bell, because understanding the Sigma mindset isn't just about knowledge, it's about transformation. Join our community of men who choose authenticity over approval, depth over superficiality, and strategic solitude over social exhaustion. Your journey toward true independence and self-mastery starts with understanding these principles, and we're here to guide you every step of the way.